Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Miss Julie.
Good morning, Miss Hannah. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Are you sitting in the car?
Yes.
Are you on your way home or you going where you going? Are you coming back from school?
Yes. Yes, I'm coming back from school.
Oh, okay. All right. Have you had a good day at school? How was school today?
It was fine.
Was it fine? Did you learn some English today at school?
No.
No, not today. Oh, okay. Good. All right. So otherwise, how are you? Did you have a nice weekend?
Yes, I did.
Are you eating your lunch? What are you having? You're still eating your lunch. You can eat it, you can enjoy it. I don't mind as long as you can still talk and give me some answers. Okay. All right, so you can finish eating and then you can answer the questions. Okay. Good. All right, because we're going to go on level 3, unit 1, lesson 2. So let's see what we're going to do today. Good to see you. Oh dear, it's not there. Hold on a second. Let's just find it. There it is. Yep, there it is. Okay. Okay, Hannah, we're going to carry on. All right, let's do a slideshow for you. So today we're going to be learning a bit about our environment. We're going to explore our environment. Okay, off you go. Level 3, Unit 1, our Earth, exploring the environment. Okay, just quickly on this picture, Hannah, do you know what these are? I just want to ask you quickly if you know what these are, hey? What do we call these?
Continents.
Very good. And of course, the others would be the oceans. Great. Yes, those are the continents. Some of the children haven't learned continents yet, so it's nice to see that you actually do know them. Okay, let's go on. Did you do your homework?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a read. Let's discuss your homework. Can you give me one or two? You don't necessarily have to give me 3, but maybe 1 or 2 good ideas about traveling to space and 2 bad ideas about traveling to space.
The first good one is
Yes.
that you can see that how the planets are spinning.
Okay, yeah, you can see how the planets are spinning. Good, you can have a look and see also what Earth looks like when you're up there. Okay, good. Number 1. Another one? One more.
And then you can see which is the biggest planet and smallest one.
Okay. All right, that's very good. 2 bad things about traveling to space.
The first one is that the sun gets in your eyes.
Yeah, and that could be very, very bright, eh? Good. Okay, and the next one?
That you lose control. That you lose control of floating.
Okay. You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of going up there and not coming back.
Oh,
Doesn't that worry you?
yes.
What happens if you go up there and they think, something's gone wrong, we can't get you back? I'm not going to stay there because you can't live for very long up there. Hey, that's probably one of the worst ones, I think. But anyway, good. All right, well done. So you completed that successfully. Off you go. Right, let's start on our environment. Can you read for me, Hannah?
Environment is the natural world in which people, animals, and plants live.
Correct. Okay. Beautiful. Hey, isn't it lovely? The lake and the mountains with a little bit of the snow on the top there. I think it's beautiful. Okay, and our environment is actually quite pretty. Okay, let's read.
What can you find in the environment?
Okay, let's have a look. Okay, let's read them.
Peak, mountain, and a valley.
Correct. Okay, very nice pronunciation too. Let's see if you can answer this question. What does it say?
What is the highest mountain in the world? Mount Everest?
Absolutely, 100% correct. Mount Everest, correct. There we go. Some information on it. Okay, let's read it, Hannah.
Mount Everest is the highest of the Himalayan mountains.
Himalayan.
Himalayan mountain.
That's it. Good. Right.
And at 8,850 meters, feet, which is 29,035 feet, is considered the highest point on Earth.
Okay, so if you reach the top of Mount Everest, you can say that you have stood on the highest point on Earth. There is no other point higher than that. So there's no buildings that are higher than that or anything. Okay, it's the highest point you can get on our planet. Okay, let's have a read here. Okay, let's read, Hannah.
Lake, waterfall, and a glacier.
Correct. Any ideas what a glacier might be?
A place full of snow.
Correct. So it's actually then not so much snow, but actually ice. Compacted, hard ice. Okay, I think we're going to look and see exactly what glaciers are. Let's have a look further. There we go. Glacier. Let's read it.
Glacier means a large mass of ice that moves slowly over land, ESP, down the side of a mountain, often moving rocks with it and changing the shape of the land.
Correct. Okay. We've got a bit of time. At the end, we will look at some videos that will show you exactly how it works. Right. Where? Let's read it.
Where can we find fresh water or salt water?
Any idea? Give me an idea. Where would we find salt water?
In the ocean.
Okay, so anything that's not the ocean, rivers, lakes, ponds, normally is fresh water. Okay, interesting fact. Let's read it.
About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. Fresh water is found in lakes, rivers, wetlands, glaciers, ice caps, underground, etc., while salt water is found in seas and oceans.
Correct. So what you said was 100% correct. Isn't that interesting? About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. Do you think we're ever going to run out of water? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We shouldn't. Put it that way. We shouldn't unless people really, really waste it. Okay, let's read a bit further.
The Amazon is the world's largest tropical rain.
Rain what? What do we call it?
Land?
Rain begins with an F.
Forest.
Rain. No, rainforest. And you can see, look at all the trees that there are. Okay, and lots of greenery. And it's green, why? Because there's lots of water there. Okay, it's not like the desert where there's no water. What do we see in the desert? Nothing. It's just dry and sand. Whereas here, the rainforests are very green. Okay, we use the word called lush and green. It looks so nice. There we go.
Island and a desert.
Correct. Island. Love the way you pronounced that. Was correct. Okay, island, you know. Yeah, it's spelled Island, but you said island, which was absolutely perfect. Okay, so it's an island. Okay, most people get confused with that. Pronunciation note, it's island. Okay, quiz time. Let's see what you remember.
What am I? I am an area between two mountains with a river flowing through.
Okay, so if you've got two mountains, so these are the mountains, and they come like that, and where they join at the bottom here, often you have water that runs through there. What do we call that? Can you remember? I'm going to go back. I'm going to help you. Let's go back.
Valley.
There we go. Correct. Okay, a valley. Can you see? It's got the two mountains on either side. They come down like that, and then they form a little flat area at the bottom here. That is a valley. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, how do we spell valley?
V-A-L-L-E-Y.
Very nice. Good. V-A-L-L-E-Y. All right, let's have a look here.
This is true or false. Desert is the area covered in sand. True.
Correct. Absolutely right. True. Okay, let's read here. Imagine
Imagine that you are on a boat. Suddenly, your boat is hit by a storm. There is a deserted island nearby. Or desert island, a tropical island where no one lives. And you can take only 4 items to help you survive. What are they? Explain your choices.
All right, let's look on the next page. Choose 4, and then I want you to tell me why you chose those 4.
My first one is a tent.
Uh-huh.
My second
Why?
one is so I can sleep there.
Okay, so you got a bit of shelter. Okay. All right, 1.
The second one is a first aid kit.
Uh-huh. And why?
So if I get hurt, I can just use the first aid kit.
Correct. Okay, good. 2 more.
Torch.
Uh-huh. Why?
Wait, no, not the torch. A matches.
Okay, not the torch. You'd rather take matches. Do you want the torch and matches?
Just the matches.
Just the matches. Okay, yeah, I lost you there quickly. Okay, matches. Obviously, why?
So I can make a fire to make me warm.
Correct. Okay, and to cook, okay? You might need a fire to be able to cook. So if you catch some fish, you'd have to cook. Okay, and one more. One more.
Some hiking boots.
Hiking boots. Okay, I was going to say the last one is quite a hard choice because actually you could do with definitely a rope, you could do with definitely some toilet paper, but you could definitely do with some good shoes as well, and a torch and an axe. So all of them are useful. Okay, so you chose 4 very good ones because if you ever got stranded, those are the kind of things you would take with you. Okay. All right, judge your homework. Then we're going to look at a couple of videos of some of these things. Okay, let's have a look. Think and talk.
Think and talk about the most impressive mountain, waterfall, beach, and countryside you have ever seen or visited.
Okay, can you think of one that comes to mind while you're sitting there now?
What is a countryside?
Countryside is like if you go up into the mountains, or if you go where you're out of the cities and it's just a beautiful area outside your city. It's a countryside where it's green and there's trees and there's lots of land, not lots of buildings and that kind of thing.
Oh.
So, or countryside also perhaps into the mountains, not big, high, tall mountains to climb, but like just to go into the mountains to a resort somewhere and look out. You can look out over the countryside. Okay, can you think of anything from your country that you can think of?
Oh, the most impressive mountain that I've visited and seen is Bromo Mountain.
And where is that? Is that in your country?
Jawa Timur.
Okay, but is that in your country where you live?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you've got a nice place that you can talk about. So right, in your next lesson, what you can do is if you can find some pictures of that mountain that's so impressive to you, you can find a picture or two and you can share your screen and you can show me or your next teacher what the place looks like, and then to tell us why you like it there. Okay, some of your favorite place. Okay, so that'll be great. If it's me, I look forward to hearing what you're going to tell us. Okay, let's go. Have you got that for your homework now, Hannah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go on. I think we're near the end. So I want to show you a couple of videos. I want to show you how a glacier operates, or what happens when what is a glacier? Let's have a look. See if we can find a video. What is a glacier? Let's see if we can find your video. Here's quite a nice one, National Geographic. Let's go with let's try this one. I have never seen this one before.
Hi, I'm Emerald Robinson, and in this What Is video, we're going to investigate a very unique formation of ice called a glacier. A glacier is defined as a slowly moving river of ice, but not all masses of ice are glaciers. To qualify to be a glacier, ice must be at least 6/100 of a square mile in size and over 164 feet thick. Earth's largest glacier is Eastern Antarctica's Lambert Glacier, which is about 60 miles wide, over 250 miles long, and over 8,000 feet thick. Glaciers form in places where snow accumulates over a long period of time. As the snow gets deeper, the resulting weight and pressure turns the bottom layers of snow into ice. This high pressure, combined with the force of gravity, causes the glacier to move. Although most glaciers move very slowly, some move as fast as 100 feet per day. Glaciers exist on every continent and play a major role in shaping the face of the earth through erosion. Water from the bottom layer of the glacier seeps into cracks in the earth, where it freezes and expands, loosening rocks and boulders from the Earth's surface. These rocks are dragged along the glacier's path. The earth beneath the glacier becomes smooth as smaller rocks and debris become frozen in the glacier's lower layers, acting like sandpaper. Glaciers carve lakes and valleys, form natural dams, and create riverbeds. The water that melts from a glacier's surface is the largest source of fresh water on the planet. Although glacier melt, also called retreat, is a normal part of the water cycle, scientists have noted that glaciers are retreating faster and further than ever, and point to this as evidence of global warming.
Okay. All right. So there they talk about, so that's in a simple form how a glacier is formed. I've got another video that actually shows a glacier coming down the mountain. Let's have a look and what it's doing.
Relaxed or natural, we all experience hair loss due to hair breakage.
We say no to hair loss.
Glaciers have been shaping our world for millions of years. But as climate change warms the planet, glaciers are disappearing. Not only altering the landscapes they leave behind, but changing our oceans, weather, and life on Earth as we know it. A glacier is a huge mass of ice that moves slowly over land. Glaciers can be classified into two general groups: alpine glaciers and ice sheets. Alpine glaciers form on mountainsides and move downward through valleys. Sometimes they create valleys by pushing dirt, soil, and other materials out of their way. These glaciers are found on every continent except Australia. Ice sheets, unlike alpine glaciers, are not limited to mountainous areas. They form broad domes and spread out from their centers in all directions. As ice sheets spread, they cover everything around them with a thick blanket of ice, including valleys, plains, and even entire mountains. The largest ice sheets are called continental glaciers. They cover vast areas, including most of Antarctica and the island of Greenland. Glaciers can form over years when more snow piles up than melts. Soon after falling, the snow begins to become denser and more tightly packed. When new snow falls and buries the previous year's snow, the bottom layer becomes even more compressed. The dense, grainy ice that has survived 1 year's melt cycle is called firn. When the ice grows thick enough, the firn grains fuse into a huge mass, called glacial ice. The glacier may begin to move under its own weight through a process called compression melting. As they move, glaciers erode or wear away the land beneath and around them. When glaciers began their latest retreat less than 20,000 years ago, they left behind many landscape features, such as lakes, valleys, and mountains. Glaciers provide people with many useful resources. Glacial till provides fertile soil for growing crops, and deposits of sand and gravel are used to make concrete and asphalt. Many rivers are fed by the melting ice of glaciers. The most important resource provided by glaciers is fresh water. Earth's average temperature has been increasing dramatically for more than a century. Glaciers can act as indicators of global warming and climate change in several ways. Melting ice sheets contribute to rising sea levels. As ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland melt, they raise sea levels, adding fresh water to the ocean every day. The loss of glacial ice also reduces the amount of fresh water available for plants and animals on land. large additions of fresh water change the ocean ecosystem as well as ocean currents. Additionally, less salt in the ocean could disturb the Gulf Stream, drastically changing the weather on land as well. Since glaciers are so sensitive to climate change, the increased speed of glacier melt is an early warning system for the rest of the planet. And if global warming goes unchecked, many, if not all alpine glaciers could disappear completely.
Okay, very interesting. I think glaciers are extremely interesting to study. So remember, a glacier is that big piece of ice that moves. An iceberg is a small piece of that ice that breaks off. You saw that one picture, it fell into the ocean, that little piece. And when that falls and starts to move, that is what we call an iceberg. So that one actually moves a lot, takes the currents and follows that. All right, let's have a look at the formation of valleys. Let's see if we can find something on that. I think most of the other things you understand. What is a valley? Let's have a look. Let's go. This one. How do valleys form? Let's look. They've made these.
In geology, a valley is an extended depression, typically between hills or mountains, that is longer than it is wide, and normally has a river running through it. Valleys are among the most common features in the world, and they're typically formed through erosion, which is the gradual wearing down of material by wind, water, and/or other methods. The majority of valleys are either U-shaped, broad plains, or V-shaped and steep-sided, or a mixture of them. However, a valley's form depends on many factors, like what's eroding it, the slope of the land, the type of the rock and soil, and the amount of time that has passed. There exist many types of valleys. However, the most common are V-shaped valleys, U-shaped valleys, and flat-floored valleys. V-shaped valleys are narrow, with steep sloped sides. Most of the time, they're formed by strong flows of water from a river or a stream, which have eroded the rock under them, grinding it down to create a valley through a process called downcutting. These rivers can often slope towards an outlet, which might be another river, a lake, or an ocean. These valleys often form in mountainous or high areas with youthful, quick-flowing streams that flow rapidly. A good example of this is the Grand Canyon in the United States, which was formed by the Colorado River eroding the rock of the Colorado Plateau over the course of millions of years, forming its iconic shape. U-shaped valleys, also known as glacial troughs, have steep sides that curve in at the base of the valley wall and have wide floors. Most are formed by massive glaciers that move slowly down slopes, eroding away the earth. These valleys are typically found in areas high in elevation and in high latitudes where glaciers are present. Glaciers in high altitudes are called continental glaciers or ice sheets, and while those in mountain ranges are called alpine or mountain glaciers. The sheer size and weight of these glaciers can completely change maps over the course of thousands of years. Yosemite Valley in California is one of the world's most famous U-shaped valleys. It was eroded by glaciers during the last glaciation and now has the Merced River running through it. Flat-floored valleys are the most common in the world. These, like V-shaped valleys, are often formed by rivers and streams, but these streams are no longer new and quick-flowing, but instead become a meander. A meander is one of a regular series of curves, bends, loops, turns, or windings in a watercourse. This slower-moving water tends to erode the banks of the water channel rather than the valley walls, widening the floor of the valley. Over time, the shape changes from a V or U shape into a broad and flat valley floor. An excellent example of this type is the Nile River Valley. There are also rift valleys that are formed by the action of a geological rift or fault on the edge of tectonic plates, creating valleys like the East African Rift. At the bottom of many valleys, there's usually a base level where the water levels smooth out due to reaching the limits of erosion, whether by reaching sea level or erosion-resistant material. This area is usually called a floodplain. A floodplain is the area of land next to a stream or river stretching from the banks of the channel to the base of the enclosing valley walls, and experiences flooding during periods of high water discharge. Floodplains can support incredibly rich ecosystems, both in quantity and in diversity.
Okay, Hannah, let's stop there. That gives you a good idea as to how the valleys are formed. So the glaciers are very much cause a lot of things. So valleys are formed basically from the glaciers that have come down and formed between the mountains and formed the valleys. Okay, Hannah, nice to see you. Good listen. I hope you learned something today. I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you next time. Okay, you take care. All right, remember to do your homework. See? Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.